What else is there to say? The greatest football game ever created for the arcades and home consoles. NFL Blitz 2000 featured the best of the best in high-octane arcade action right in the comfort of your own home. I'm pretty sure you noticed something weird, right? That's right, I'm the Dallas Cowboys. I'm from Texas, so it's appropriate, I guess, but also fuck you, this Dallas team was a gold mine back in the 90s. Rest in peace to having the greatest offense in the 90s. Anyways, the game is a blast to play with friends and family members, and it's kinda hard not to see why. It's fast-paced, it's a pick-up-and-play kind of game, and you got some of the best, most complete teams from the greatest era of football. At least to me. No disrespect to the OGs from the 70s and 80s. You got Troy Aikman, Dan Marino, Steve Young, legendary QBs in their prime, and others becoming or already became legends. You got the great offensive and defensive players like Tony Gonzalez for the Chiefs, Warren Sapp for the Buccaneers, the deadly Steve Young, Jerry Rice combo for the 49ers on offense, Shannon Sharp running and catching the ball like nothing on the Denver Broncos side, and of course my all-time favorite running back was in top form in this game. Emmitt Smith ran the ball like a rocket, and being backed by Michael Irvin and primetime Deion Sanders for wide receivers, yeah, this team was stacked. The gameplay is where the beauty truly shines, of course, with the ability to play a whole season up to the Super Bowl in season mode, being able to design not only your own offensive plays, but defensive plays as well, entering cheats before a game to add weather effects, big head mode, skins, and so on, and of course, multiplayer. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of hours me and my cousin spent on this one game. If that Steam tracker thing was available for old consoles and they were able to keep track of how many hours you wasted or whatever on certain games, this would be in the thousands for sure. The goal of the game, if it isn't already obvious enough, is to outscore the opposing team before the 4 quarters are up. And each quarter usually takes between 2 to 5 minutes depending on the setting you choose. I mean, it's fucking football, so hopefully you know the rules. Actually, there kinda isn't any rules in this one. You can rip, mangle, and straight up WWF the players in this game with absolutely no flags or repercussions. You can suplex other players if you tackle them in the right position, fling them in the sky by flying into them, or just do an atomic drop or belly flop while they lay on the floor writhing in pain. It's so satisfying, especially if they score on you on some bullshit. Oh, you dancing in the end zone? Fuck you. While on offense, you move the quarterback in a position relative to the wide receiver's pattern on the outside of the field. If your wide receiver is highlighted white, that's the wide receiver you're going to launch the ball to. It's kinda easy to get the hang of, but it isn't perfect. Sometimes if you're under pressure and you want to launch the ball far out to another wide receiver, sometimes the computer for another wide receiver might choose that moment to cut right in front of you. And all of a sudden you're throwing it to a dude who's covered to shit. And then you get intercepted. Or God forbid you're about to score and then you fumble at the 1-yard line. Yeah, the bullshit thing about this game is it just randomly chooses when it wants you to start fumbling and shit. Like you could be having a perfect game, no fumbles, no interceptions, or nothing. But then after a kickoff to your team, all of a sudden Satan just joins the other team and makes you fumble. It's annoying, and I've lost a lot of games because of this random voodoo hex the other team puts on me. But all in all, if you love football games that do away with the realism the other games at the time were trying to emulate, like the 2K series or the Madden franchise, look no further than the NFL Blitz series. From playing 2v1 against my older cousin with my younger cousin, to trying to take the Dallas or Green Bay to the Super Bowl with one of our made-up offensive plays. This game is one that always lives on for me. Even today with my nephew I still play this game. It's one that I didn't think he'd get into as much as he did, but that's the power of Blitz. A simple but fun and addicting arcadey look into the golden age of football, where taunting wasn't as harshly enforced, personality was running wild all over the teams, and players that would eventually get into the Hall of Fame, or were already in it, getting ready for another down again. This was my quick look into
NFL Blitz 2000!